because sometimes I don't like soft, sometimes I don't like whispering. That's hard for me. Okay. But no, I think, how's y'all day going? First off, I always talk about myself because you guys seem kind of interested in these sorts of videos. But no, I don't know, like yesterday, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that like kind of sparked this idea or this like video idea. But like, do y'all ever just sit in bed and y'all be thinking about like y'all pets, like y'all old dead pets? Like, I was just like, I don't know why, like I was just sitting in bed, I was just laying down, chilling, minding my own business and all this fun stuff, and like I literally just started thinking about my dog. And for context, like I've had this dog for years. I don't even, like, that's all I've had him, like a good like 3, 4, maybe 5 years. I don't really remember because, in all honesty, like he was a pit bull, and like at that, you know, at that time I was in school and everything, so like I couldn't really like take care of him like at all, like feed him and everything, because I had school damn near all day. So he was mostly like my dad's dog. Well, he was really my dad's dog, but he was like the family dog. Like he was a very much like a protective, like sort of dog. I don't know if he was trained like that or like what, to be honest. But he was just very like, he was like a guard dog for our family. And like, yeah, like he was just very protective and like a big ass head. I'm telling you, like a, that dog has such a big head. It was a he. But I just say that dog. I don't know. That sounds so that sounds so messed up. I gotta say that dog. That's my dog. I don't want to say that dog. Anyway, and I remember like he was just very protective, and like, you know, we got in some incidents, you know, with people, like innocent people, like kids and stuff, and like he would come on like almost chomp on them, you know what I'm saying? But it was like we had a lot of good memories with him, and he died last year. To this day, we really don't know how he died, but like he did. But that all to say, like, I was just laying in bed and I was just sitting there like thinking about him, like, damn. Like I was just thinking about like how good of a dog he was. Like just very protective, and like we would play with him and stuff. And you know, he was getting older by the time, you know, he died, so he wasn't as playful, you know, and energetic as he used to be. But yeah, I was just like sitting there like, I don't know. I just have a tendency to like overthinking. I was just thinking about him a lot. It just made me cry. I literally started to like bawl out crying, tears running down. Like, I'm gonna make a messed up joke. Who's that fast runner? Who's that fast runner? I don't know. You know, Usain Bolt, Mr. Bolt. Them tears was running as fast as Mr. Bolt himself, not Troy Bolton, the runner. Yeah, I was just crying so much because I don't know, like you'll never just have the loyalty of a person as much as you would. Let me rephrase that. Like the loyalty from a dog just doesn't even compare, in all honesty. And like I just miss that sort of companionship, even though like, you know, and then it made me think of like how I didn't spend enough time with him, or how I feel like I should have did more even though I was in school, and like how I should have like at times, like if he needed to be fed, like take the time like before I did my homework or something and go put food in his bowl and everything. Like my dad was pretty much like the sole caregiver, and sometimes like my older sister, of the dog, and it was just like I just didn't put that much like effort, like even though he wasn't my dog, like it wasn't like I was just like lacking and not taking responsibility for something. It was just like I just didn't. I don't know why. And it just made me think about like how, like, you know, I could have put some food in his bowl or something, or like play with him a little bit more, you know. In the house that we stayed in before, like when we first got him, it just wasn't suitable for him to be in the back. I don't think he could even be in like those sorts of dogs, like pit bulls. I don't even think they could. He was supposed to be in our house. Like I don't think they allow dogs like that. So yeah, so he couldn't be really in the backyard that often. So yeah, I just feel like I just didn't spend as much time with them as I should have, and I just started to like bawl out, busting out crying. Just like, do y'all ever just think of your dead pets like that? Like, just it's just like woulda, coulda, shoulda, and it's been well over I think a year at this point, which is crazy. It hasn't like it just felt so long since then, but it really wasn't that long ago that he died. And especially my dad was really heartbroken. But I think, you know, in death, like there are a lot of like unresolved issues that come afloat, like that come up. And at least for me, it just made me, you know, as of recent, like I've been thinking about, you know, getting another dog. Not now, definitely not until like I move out. But like I just been pondering the idea of like possibly getting a dog, and like it just you know, thinking about the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and like how I should have like tried harder to like be more interactive and like really like care for him the way he cared for us. Like it just made me want to be so much of be a better um dog owner. Like it was so random. It just made me want to be a better dog owner. Than the next time I actually get my own pet, because I've never had like my own like pet. It was always like the family thing. It just made me want to just be a better dog owner or a cat, because I have thought about getting a cat. I don't know. It's just like thinking about like your old pets and everything. It's just, you know, he was in a period of my life where like I was probably at like my lowest, like low. And, you know, I didn't really think about it, but like, you know, he was there for a lot of those times, you know. Like he wasn't the most friendliest dog per se. Like definitely not a dog that you could just like friends, like pet him. Like no, like he wasn't aggressive. Let me not say breed, but he was kind of an aggressive dog. But like not to us, he was sweet and loving. Bless his heart, but yeah, to other people he wasn't. Yeah, it would take time to get to know him. You know, you have to slowly introduce. You can't just pop out of nowhere because a leg might be bitten off or something. Not my phone dying. But yeah. To anybody who misses their dead pets, I don't know. Did y'all like have a funeral? Because when my dog died, like we kind of had a like little ceremonial thing, and we buried him. Well, my dad buried him. I couldn't even, to be honest, like I didn't. It wasn't like we all like saw him like buried and we gathered around. It was more so like it was just like a proper like burial sort of thing. Because I couldn't, like I can't like I couldn't even like stomach the fact that like he was gone, given that he'd been in my life for so long. You know what I mean? It's literally like that was my first experience of like losing someone who wasn't human and like it having that effect on me. Like you would think, like I don't know, animal death is just it's truly, in my opinion, like equivalent to like losing like your dad or like your mom, like a sibling or someone like you find close, because it's like even if they weren't your own, it's just like the emotional bond and connection that you just have to something like so loyal and so protective of you, and like not having that anymore feels, it just doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? I might cry. No, I'm not gonna cry. It's just, I think it just made me think about how, I don't know, like animals rock. No. It's just, I literally say that though. Like, I remember I used to have a friend, we were in biology or something like that, and like my biology teacher, she was like, okay, I don't know how we even got on this conversation, but like she was like, okay, so if your mom got ran over, like who would you save if like someone was gonna get ran over, your mom or your cat? And she was like, my cat. And they're like, you cannot be serious. Like, you cannot be serious. Like, you would save your cat over your mom's. She was like, yeah. And at first, I thought she was crazy. I was like, she's my friend, and I do not claim her. But the more I think about it, I'm like, low key. Anyway, Not look, no, okay, let me not say that. But like, just my after that death, my love for animals, like my love particularly like for dogs, it just like I just appreciate animals. Like I just appreciate the companionship that like I received from that dog, even though I feel like I wasn't in his life that much, and it's just this guilt that kind of looms around me if I really sit and think about it, because that was the first time I think I really sat. Like there were other times, definitely it's sporadic. Like there were other times where I would definitely just randomly think about him and just start crying, but I haven't done that in a while. And like yesterday or like 2 days ago, it just kind of happened where I literally just had like a whole mental breakdown. And I was like, damn. Like, you know, like how, like, are there any sort of like support systems, or like, they have those sort of like people who have addictions so far as like alcohol, like they have those AA meetings, or like suicide prevention, like they have hotlines and like all this stuff for people. But like, do they have any sort of specific sort of support for people who have lost pets? I wonder if that exists, because I feel like that's really important. Like animal therapists, you know what I'm saying? Like people, like people specialize in. I'm pretty sure they specialize in loss. It doesn't necessarily have to be for animals, but just like support groups or anything that support people who are still kind of grieving the loss of their pets. Because yeah, I used to think it was complete. I think it's different in a sense, but it's not. Like you kind of experience the same, like 8 stages of grief, and I feel like I'm no longer in denial, and I think I was definitely angry, more so at myself, not really like, yeah, just mad at myself for the woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I didn't. I don't know what stage I'm at now, to be quite honest. Like, I don't think I'm still processing it. It's just, I guess, just kind of constantly like just acknowledging like, wow, like this like dog that was in my life for like years just is not here anymore. And it's kind of, I think when I experience like these mental breakdowns, it's just truly like reliving the moment and then thinking about like the guilt and the shame and the regrets, and it kind of like builds up. But it's weird because it doesn't, like when I go day by day, like I don't think about it like at all. I really don't. So it's just so crazy how when I really like sit with myself, like really just sit, that's how I know that's how I know I've like really been in my head a bit too much when that kind of happens. But maybe it's also maybe it's also like helping me, like maybe it's bringing up something that I haven't necessarily processed or really like dealt with. Oh yeah, it's weird. It's weird how that all happened. Have y'all like ever, like, are there any like support groups or something like that, or like clubs, or I don't know, like anything that kind of speaks about that in regards to like losing an animal? Because I never hear of those. Yeah, that's kind of just an update on my mental health. Just thinking about my dead pets, really a pet, but also even like just, I have pretty like fond memories of like other pets. Like I used to have a dog named Bear. I don't even know if he was ours or like my cousins. Like my cousins, you know how you have those play cousins and they're not really your cousins. And like I think I was his favorite, but I don't know where he went. I have a lot, in a lot of cases I had a lot of dogs where like I had, and then they pretty much like left, or like most of the time they not ran away. Some of them ran away, and then some of them just, yeah, most ran away. Yeah, but that dog in particular like was like my rock, like my first, I guess I could say like official like pet that I really, well no, I had 2, but that one didn't last that long. But that was like kind of like my first dog that I really like formed an emotional bond with, and I really just haven't had that since. And maybe I just want to find another pet to kind of have that companionship. in a different way other than just like, you know, the human relationships I have. Yeah. Do y'all be thinking about y'all dead pets? I don't know. Do y'all just randomly think about y'all dead pets or just miss them? I think that's just normal. Just like any other sort of death or loss that you would experience. But it was just that just hadn't happened to me in such a long time. That just hadn't happened to me in such a long time that it was just like, what? I don't know. Thank y'all so much for watching. I'm glad that y'all just hear me ramble about my mental health and how I probably need therapy. But if there are any sort of like resources that y'all know that like kind of help in particular with that, please share them below because I haven't heard of them. But thank y'all for watching. If you guys want to see any other videos, please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Subscribes if you like. That's your prerogative. Love you guys.